Yo, what up, my dudes? Haiden Deegan, 2024 champion? I don't know, boys. That's what this video is all about, though. Definitely let me know down in the comments if you think that Haiden Deegan is going to go out there in 2024 Supercross or Motocross and win the 250 championship. I feel like there's a lot of people in that boat. They think it's going to happen just from what he did in his rookie year. I think it's definitely got a lot of people thinking. I know one thing, it's going to be a lot easier for Deegan if he's not in the same Supercross coast as Hunter Lawrence. That's going to make life about 420% easier, you know what I'm saying, big dogs? So that's going to be a big deal because I feel like if he goes right back in the same coast as Lawrence, I'm just still not quite seeing it. I think he would need a little bit of luck. Who knows? He could be crazy good in Supercross coming up this next year. That's certainly possible. Not saying it's not. I just wouldn't lean towards that sort of side. But if he's not in the same coast as Hunter Lawrence, I think he's got a, decent shot at it because there's not really a whole lot of other guys out there that are just like solidified in the 250 class. I mean, yeah, you got Shimoda, like what is he going to Honda? So he's probably going to be better, but I still wasn't necessarily looking at Shimoda as being somebody that would just, be super blowing the doors off of it in a Supercross season. With Jet moving up, you don't really have, you got guys like, Kitchen, some of the star Yamaha guys, but some of the new Cowie boys did all right this year in outdoors, but they still were nothing to like a Haiden Deegan level. I'm just not seeing any real competition for Deegan, coming up to next year. And in outdoors, there may not even be a Hunter Lawrence in the 250 class if he goes up to 450, right? And that's going to depend on probably if he wins the Supercross championship next year, you know what I mean? Outdoors, it looks like Deegan's, picked it up a little bit, gotten a little bit more competitive, I would say. But he's still sending it to the absolute moon and back. And I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I've been through plenty of crashes in real life, knocked myself out, should probably be dead from all the crashes I've had in real life, okay? Not trying to wish it on Deegan or anything like that. It's actually the opposite. It's like, if he keeps sending it like that, I'm just saying, I need to hit this jump right. I need to send it a little more to get a little Deegan in my damn MX Unleashed gameplay, bro. But I'm telling you, if you just keep sending it like that, eventually you're going to have a bad one. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, he's having all these close calls when he's launching these quad jumps. I know on Iron Man, he launched like 2 different jumps than anybody else, which is badass. I think it's kick-ass. I think it's awesome. I think that's what motocross is all about. Send that fly on that thing, bro. That's what it's all about. But I just don't know how sustainable it is. And maybe he'll grow and learn and change, but he's obviously still really young, and at that point, you're just on the fucking gas, man. You're just flying. There ain't nothing else to it. It's real simple. You know what I mean? Career's still young. He ain't got none of that to worry about, so it's really, this is the time to do it for Deegan, I would say. Like, don't wait until you've had a couple of them bad crashes that change your whole body and shit, and then you can't even ride the same, like Adam Cianciarulo. Fortner's been through a slew of them, you know what I'm saying? So Deegan just needs to make it happen now, get some like championships going, get that 450 ride like locked in pretty quickly. That would be like best case scenario, but I'm just saying Deegan's not really had a bad like pro race kind of, I wouldn't even say like a super bad crash yet in pro Supercross or Motocross. He's had a couple of them, but not any that, he's not really been injured on any of them yet. He's not really had any that are just like next level crazy, and it's just, when you're going that fast, it is bound to happen. Everybody and their grandmother says, with dirt bikes, it's not a matter of if you crash, it's when you crash. And if you're going as fast as Deegan's going and sending jumps as big as Deegan's sending, well, when that eventually catches up to you, typically it's a lot worse. So, he's on that level, he's on that ragged level right now, which is really fun to watch. It's the next level, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just don't think we've seen the big crash from Deegan yet necessarily. I think if he's more in championship kind of positions, like in Supercross, that's what causes a lot of that kind of stuff to happen. People start thinking about championships, start getting in that sort of position. But yeah, obviously he's got a great shot of winning outdoors next year, and he's probably got a pretty good shot of winning Supercross too. Just kind of depends, who's in his class, and I think that's going to be the big difference maker. Like, there's that jump. Finally, Spency boy, goodness. Sorry, guys, I hadn't rode on this track in a hot minute. And you can triple that right there if you hit the little berm on the side. Okay, we'll hit that this next lap. But, bro, I don't know, man. I mean, I could see it going both ways, I guess. I could still see there being basically like a 50-50% chance that Deegan's career goes down the road of like a Cianciarulo or a Fortner, or it goes down the road of like a Tomac or somebody like that. It's like 50-50 either direction. I'm not even really leaning in any certain kind of a direction. I still think Deegan was a little bit on the overhyped sort of Adam Cianciarulo coming through kind of level when he first got in his first Supercross race. I think there was just some crazy thought behind it. I mean, it's about the same difference as if you would have had let's just say Travis Pastrana had a son that was getting into pro racing. I mean, I feel like this with Deegan has been about the same level of the hype that would have been, or pretty close to it. Obviously, Pastrana is kind of on his own category, with any kind of two-wheel racing, or any kind of racing for that matter. But I don't know, Deegan just had like another level of hype going on when he first got in there. And, he's done pretty good, especially if you look at it like he's just a everyday, ordinary, new factory rookie coming through, like he's a Kitchen or a... just like another guy coming through, not like a super hype dude like a Cianciarulo or something like that. But I just think the hype level really was to that point with Deegan, and it's like he's been pretty good, but I still think he's gonna have to make it happen. He's had really cool moments, really cool clips, really cool high speed looking times, and he had that good race at Washougal. But like I say, he still hasn't won a Supercross main event yet. I'm sure he'll do that at least in 2024. Surely to goodness, bro. He's at least going to win I would say Deegan's at least probably going to win 2 or 3 main events, Supercross main events in 2024. And if he's still healthy and he hasn't had a big like crash or anything like that, he's probably going to win at least a 4th of the outdoor motos in 2024, I would think. So that's kind of where I'm just like putting him right now. I'm not really like thinking he's just going to go out there and not lose like in a Supercross championship or something crazy next level. I mean, it just all depends, how much better he gets from where he is now. But there's so much more to racing than that. That's what's crazy about motocross. It's not just about if you got the speed. You know what I'm saying? It's, can you run all those rounds? Can you handle the pressure of the championship? Can you handle when you start crashing and having really bad injuries? And how do you manage all that? There's like all these other little elements to it. If it was just as simple as how much you twist that throttle and how much you send it, then there would be a lot of guys that have the championships of like a Tomac, or there's some sort of level of like championship craft that you gotta have, or you gotta learn. It's almost like its own kind of deal, I feel like. And we still just don't really know if Deegan has that quite yet. I mean, he's shown some consistency, don't get me wrong. That's probably the biggest thing I'm impressed from with Deegan, of all the different things he's been doing, is just how championship consistent he's been on the rookie year. But, I don't know, it just... Everything changes when you got that red plate. And also everything changes when you got the target on your back. If he gets in a Supercross coast where he's the guy, then that changes things a little bit, We'll see how he deals with that. But I feel like it's a lot easier kind of being the underdog, kind of being well, I'm just a rookie. You know, I'm not even supposed to be, almost like the no expectation year kind of thing. You know, I feel like that's certainly played into Deegan's favor right now, specifically since he's done decent. You know, he's done pretty good. He's had his good races. Like I say, Washougal was awesome. He smoked him, right? But, so he's had some good rides, some good races going for him, but yeah, I just don't know. I still think we're in that mode of like not really knowing how Deegan's overall career is gonna pan out. We still don't know any of that. A lot of people want to, you know, automatically make assumptions that they kind of know what it's gonna be like or whatever, but I just don't think we can tell yet. Motocross is too much shit happens in motocross racing than to be able to predict that at this point. I'll tell you that right now. There is too much happens in this thing, man. I don't know, dude. Motocross, Supercross, shit gets crazy, bro. You get in there, start battling with dudes, and I don't know, somebody takes you out somewhere. There ain't nothing guaranteed in this thing, man. That's one of the only things I've ever been able to guarantee. You know what I'm saying? Either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. I'll see you boys on that next one later. Dudes!